Why is it that the average person is consuming a very specific type of oil on a regular basis, not just cooking with their food, but on their food as well? This oil is not just consumed at home on a daily basis, but every time you go to a restaurant, nearly every single restaurant is putting gobs of this oil on your food. When you go to the grocery store, over 70% of those foods have this oil. It comes in a clear bottle. You can open it. You can expose it to air. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. Unfortunately, this oil is vegetable oil, which, by the way, is not even vegetables. Let's just call it what it is. It's seed oils. Seed oils are so processed with super high heats, over 400 degrees Fahrenheit. They use chemical solvents to extract the oils out. If they didn't deodorize it, it would have a really bad taste and a bad smell. And this is just basically adding more heat. And by the way, when you add heat to a lot of these oils, you develop all sorts of toxic byproducts like trans fats. There's actually 9 other compounds that are very toxic that are produced by heating these seed oils. Not to mention, almost every single one of these seed oils is genetically modified. There's going to be traces of an herbicide called glyphosate. Just because an oil is deodorized doesn't mean you're getting rid of the rancidity or the oxidation. It's more like hiding these toxicities because now you can't smell or taste it. It's kind of like just clear. One of the toxic components, which is BHA, is a possible human carcinogen. The other ones can affect the immune system, the nervous system, and your liver. I just need help understanding, why are we using this oil? Why is it considered heart healthy? If you watch some of my other videos, GROS, generally recognized as safe, is really something that the industry itself can put that stamp of approval. They can do their own studies, which are not independent. If you look at vegetable oils, you'll see this argument that vegetable oils are fine as long as you don't heat it. Because if you go to a fast food restaurant, they're going to reheat it like 100 times, which is going to make it really, really, really toxic. They'll say if you don't heat it and you put it on your food, it'll be fine. It's already been heated to over 400 degrees. It's already been manipulated. This fragile oil has now become degraded and starting to become destroyed. It's just bizarre how the whole thing flipped, right? They made saturated fats the bad guys and unsaturated fats the good guys, which is absolutely, positively a big fat lie. Here's the problem that I have with seed oils. If you look at almost every chronic disease out there, all of these diseases involve one common denominator, and that is inflammation. Why the heck would anyone want to consume even a drop of this rancid, highly inflammatory oil? I believe that these vegetable oils are the most inflammatory thing that you can consume. Think about what they do to your cells. They're creating damage. What this oil does to our bodies is not necessarily converted to fuel. A lot of it's stored in the fat cell, and it's going to make that fat cell very sick. We have a lot of membranes through our whole body. And to detoxify vegetable oils from our membranes, it takes literally 1.5 to 2 years by just not eating them. No wonder why the #1 selling drug in the world is Humira, which is an anti-inflammatory drug. Why do you think that is? Because we have way too much inflammation.
I'm excited about a new product we just released, which is our Zinc product. It's a zinc product with magnesium, with vitamin D3, as well as selenium. This is a great product to help boost the immune system and to support healthy skin and hair. I added vitamin B6. I also added copper. And in each capsule, we have 30 milligrams of zinc to maximize bioavailability.
What type of seed oils are we talking about? We're talking about soy oil, corn oil, sunflower, canola, cottonseed. But the most dangerous seed oil of all of them is the cottonseed oil. This is the oil that produces the most toxicity. It has the highest amount of omega-6 fatty acids, making it very inflammatory. And they hide it in a lot of animal feeds, which ends up in the animal and ends up indirectly in our body. Anytime you have inflammation, you're going to have a lack of oxygen. Cancer thrives in an area that's either inflamed and or doesn't have oxygen. It triggers cancer to grow more. This inflammation can also directly cause insulin resistance, which a lot of people have as well. Not to mention, it's just accumulating and it's shortening your lifespan. And it's behind a lot of inflammatory conditions that actually start either in the artery, it might start in the brain, it might start somewhere in the body that turns into a bigger problem later in life. If you ask someone, what are some things to be healthy? Well, have lean meats, avoid saturated fats. But in reality, saturated fats We're never the bad guy. Saturated fats are very, very stable. There's actually not a lot of saturated fats in junk food. It's mostly the unsaturated fatty acids. You do not want to use vegetable oils at all in the diet. If you have it in the house, I would take them out, bring them in the garage, and use them to lubricate different car parts or certain mechanical things that require lubrication. That would be the best use of them. They're toxic. You do not want to cook with them either. If you cook with them, it's going to be worse because it creates more of these byproducts that create more damage. What do we want to replace the seed oils with? Well, something like this, extra virgin olive oil, something high quality. I use this in a vinaigrette on all my salads. You can cook with olive oil. It's not the perfect solution. If you're going to use high heats, I recommend something like coconut oil. This can actually handle a lot of heat. Or I will use Kerrygold butter or a similar type of butter. You can also use ghee. It's clarified butter. They take out some of the protein. That way, when you heat it up, you won't get the smoking or anything that happens with cooking the protein. If you can find something like this red palm oil that is organic, unrefined red palm oil, it's going to be a lot better because it's not damaged, it's not processed, and you can use this just like you would use coconut oil, but you can actually put it in your food. Another thing that has a lot of seed oils is mayonnaise, and I like mayonnaise in my food. You want to find a mayonnaise like this. You just need to read the label. This has avocado oil, which is a lot better than soy oil, and then filtered water, egg yolks, organic whole eggs. This is awesome. This is a great mayonnaise, okay? But even some of the ones that say it has avocado oil or even olive oil, if you read them, you'll see that the second ingredient or the third ingredient or the first ingredient is either soy or canola oil or some other oil. Another good fat to use in your food is very savory, tallow fat. That is basically beef fat. Long ago, McDonald's used to fry their French fries in tallow, definitely to give it a lot more flavor. Lard, pig fat, is another fat that some people use. You just want to find a high quality lard. That lard is great to cook in because it really makes your food taste incredible. It's a super stable oil. It's not going to go rancid. The best thing to do is not to necessarily fry anything or eat any deep fried foods at all. That would be the ideal situation. The air fryer, we use one of those, works great. You can simulate fried food in that very easily with the right ingredients and the right breading. So you're not using actual wheat breading. You're using some other sources like crushed up pork rinds. We can use it as breading. And then you put that on chicken with certain seasoning and you put that in the air fryer. Amazing. This heart healthy seed oil is actually very damaging to your heart. You don't want to eat it. Get it out of the house and make sure they don't hide the seed oil in the food. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.